One time, what it do? Facebook, it's your boy Big E right here on Cognac and Conversation on 504 Radio on the X Squad Radio Network. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in to me this evening. It's not normally, I normally don't come on a Friday, y'all, but we had to get on here and discuss some things. I got some guests waiting in the virtual waiting room, but we got some things we got to discuss today in reference to politics. A little small community called Donaldsonville, in which I have a lot of family members in, and a lot of things happened this week. So we're going to get on here, man, and we're going to discuss that, and we're going to talk about it. And I got some great guests checking in, man. I got some great brains, some great minds checking in, and we're going to get this thing started. So without further ado, again, this is your boy Big E right here on Cognac and Conversation on Big E 504 Radio on the X Squad Radio Network. And I'm going to start bringing my guests in gradually one by one, and we're going to get this thing popping right quick. Right quick, we're going to bring in my man, Mr. Leo Kitty, who is the founder of the Donaldsonville Community Care Committee. What up, Leo? You can hear me, man?
Get out of there. You can hear me?
Leo.
You can hear me?
Leo, you can hear me? Can't hear you, babe. All right.
You
Also, we got Miss Chantel Daigle, but to bring her in right quick. She's also a member of the Donaldsonville Community Care Committee. Chantel, unmute your mic for me, babe, so I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Hey, I can hear you.
Why can't I hear none of you guys?
Oh my God, I don't know. My mic is
Hello?
unmuted.
Chantel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Also, Miss Leslie. Leslie checking in. Let me get her on here. Leslie Southall. She got to help me pronounce her last name.
Fluence.
Leslie, you in the building? Can I hear you? Leslie, you there?
I can hear you.
I can't hear none of you guys. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God. He
But I
can't
can't hear
us.
none of
We
y'all. But I'm
can
going to bring
hear him.
everybody on. Also, we got Mr. Darryl Cumry checking in. I'm going to bring him in right quick.
What's up, B?
Darryl,
Good
can you
evening.
hear me, man?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you guys, so I got to figure out what's going on. I'm not hearing no one. Let's see what's going on right quick. Give me one sec, guys. Let's see what's going on. Always
you good? You can hear me?
boy.
You can hear me?
Also, we got Miss Tania. Miss Tania Cumry. I
Saying,
think I
yeah.
got that right. She's also in
You
here.
hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear none of you guys, so I'm going to work on this audio right quick. So y'all see, y'all can hear me, but I can't hear none of the guests. So I got to get that straight, trendsetter. Hold on. I can't hear nobody, man. See what's going on right quick. Y'all just bear with me. We're going to get it straight. Oh, boy. All right, guys. One more time. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Anybody?
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
He must have his thing muted.
Hello? I don't know what's
We can hear you.
You can hear you.
Hey, guys, can y'all hear me?
Yep,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
What's going on? Seem to be the problem. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I can't hear nobody. All right. Hello?
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah. So
All right, I got y'all. I don't know what was going on, but I got you guys. I couldn't hear y'all. I'm sorry.
Man, I think you had me messed up on my
All right,
computer,
so we
man.
back, man. We got the audio fixed. Hey, man, it's technology, man. Y'all know how I do, man. I'm sorry. But once again, I want to welcome everybody in. I got one more, Mr. Kurt Mitchell. Mr. Kurt Mitchell, you in, man? I see your avatar there, but it's not you. So we're going to get you in. But anyway, I want to welcome everybody to Cognac and Conversation with your boy Big E right here on Big E 504 Radio on the X Squad Radio Network. And we have a special guest in the building today. We got a lot of influential minds that's checking in here today with us, man. We have Miss Leslie Southall Fluence. That's
Fluence.
right.
Fluence.
Fluence.
Yes.
Yes, yes. We have Miss Leslie Southall. We got my man, the one and only, one of the great educators of Ascension Parish, Mr. Darryl Cumry, checking in.
Good evening. What's up, E?
All right, man. All right. And also we have Miss Tania, correct?
Tanya, how y'all
Tanya,
doing?
Tanya Cumry. She's
We'll
checking
get it
in.
together.
Yeah, we're gonna get it together. Tanya. Also, Mr. Kurt Mitchell checking in, man. He's no stranger to community movement, community activist, man. Kurt been around a long time. I remember when Kurt put out the album back in the day, so he been around a long time, Darryl.
Sir KP.
Kurt checking in, man. And also we got Miss Chantel Daigle. All these guys are members of the Community Care Committee in Donaldsonville, and I want to welcome each and every one of them here with me today, and we're gonna get this thing popping. So we got a lot of issues to talk about, man. We got some other people that's supposed to be in but haven't made it in yet. We're gonna wait on them to come in. But this past week in Ascension Parish, man, there was a lot of I don't know how to say it, man. A lot of corruption that went on. Small town, small city, man, in reference to this upcoming election in November. And I myself, man, I sat back and I paid attention to a lot of things that happened, and it really got under my skin. And I don't want to put the Donaldsonville Community Care Committee on blast in any way or have them feel like they have to defend any of my words. My words are my words. So if anybody hear me say anything that's coming directly from Eric Jones, and I feel like the people that's in power in Donaldsonville is a joke. When the oppressor looks just like you, that is a problem. So I wanted to bring this forum here today so we could talk about the past events that happened this weekend. One time I want to welcome Mr. Glenn Price in. He's checking in. What's up, Mr. Glenn?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
All right. So we got the core group of people in right now. If anybody else decide to join, we'll bring them in. But I want to quickly get into this right quick, and I want to talk about the things that transpired this past week in reference to the election that's coming in Donaldsonville for mayor and city council members and so on and so forth. Right quick, I did send out an invite for Reverend Charlie Brown to join us if he wanted to. That invite was extended, but he did not accept. So we just want to get that out the way. He, as of yet, he has not accepted the invite. So again, thank you guys for being here, and we're going to jump right in right quick. So I'm going to start with Mr. Kurt Mitchell. Kurt, you there, my man? Kurt, unmute your phone, Kurt.
I can
barely
hear you.
You can hear me now?
I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. So right quick, Kirk, I want to start with you, man.
Yeah,
and,
I can barely hear you. Kind of breaking up.
That's you, man. That ain't me.
Might be.
You can hear me, Kurt? You can hear me?
I can hear you.
We're gonna wait till Kurt get in a better area, man. But we're gonna jump right in right quick. Yeah. So Leo, let's get with Leo. Leo. So this past week, man. All right. This past week, man, we saw a lot of things that happened in reference to what's the word? Qualifying for a seat to run for office in Donaldsonville. We saw a lot of foolery that came about from this. We all know that we see now that the people that actually hold the seats doesn't run the seats. Am I saying that correctly?
Exactly.
The people that's in the seats that's sitting up there and representing each district in Donaldsonville is just a face, it's just a body, but it's being ran from behind the scenes by somebody else. And I want to jump in on that right quick, but that's been eating at me all day. So Leo, can you let's expound on that right quick, man. Let's talk about that right quick. What do you see the issue is right quick as far as the people that's sitting on those seats, that's holding the seat, but actually not doing the job?
Well, man, first of all, I mean, you know, we have 5 councils and a mayor, man, and I mean, you know, each one of them have a challenge right now, you know. But I mean, I'm always for it as if you figure that you're doing right for the position you in, I figure you should go on and run man up, man. I wouldn't, you know, go to the point where you gotta get attorneys involved and get the courts involved to trying to find out who live, who where. I mean, man, Miss Digger been living there all her life, man. Born and raised there, you know. She moved to Saguna for a little while, but come on back home, you know, man. And you got, I mean, there's these guys getting up there saying it's not them. You know, I guess it's our city attorney pushing it, you know. But like I said, man, when you're making $120,000 a year, I mean, you're able to do anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to lose that, you know. Who to say you would lose it? You know, I figured though if you figure though you're doing the right thing, why would you figure you lose your position? Why would you come out here and trying to get the guys to go to court, push them to push these people to coach? You know, I mean, why? You know, this if you're the man for your job, run and win here. Let the people decide. That's all our concern. Let the people decide who can win and who not win, and then I'll go from there, man.
Right. And that was something we talked about. But I want to, I'm gonna let Ms. Daigle come in here and let her explain exactly what happened this last week, and then we're gonna bring Leslie and Tania. I forgot already. Tanya. We're gonna bring Tanya, Mr. Glenn, and Darren, and everybody in. But I want to bring Tanya. Let me write that down. We're gonna bring Ms. Daigle in right quick so she can explain to you guys exactly what happened and where we at with it right now. What's up, Chantel?
Hey, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think from the last show, a lot of people knew that the cat was out of the bag, that I decided to run for councilwoman of the city of Donaldsonville, District 3. Okay. Let me just, it's sometimes it's like I'm lost for words sometimes, because you could just, it's almost like you're repeating the same thing over and over again. And it's frustrating. It really is. But this is the thing. I decided to run, but before that, I actually researched to see what were my qualifications, what would I need to do to run for this seat. The first thing I went to was the Louisiana Secretary of State site. It gives you the qualifications for each office. Well, what I didn't know is the city of Donaldsonville has its own set of qualifications as well, and they call it something. It's called the Home Rule Charter. Okay. This is what they tried to use against me, and also to the other defendant, Travis Fernandez, when they were saying that our residency was wrong. They could not find anything else except that. So I was served on, I believe it was Monday, like last Monday, and then we had to go to court on Wednesday, which means I had to hurry up and find an attorney that quick to represent me in these court proceedings. Like thousands of dollars I had to spend on an attorney to represent me for these people. The city of Donaldsonville's mayor himself, council people. I have a business that's a block away from here, and they know that I live here. I have resided here. I showed them homestead exemption paperwork. I showed them the deeds to my property when I purchased it in 2015. All this is public record in the clerk of court now because we went to court. So the things I'm speaking about are public record. So I want you guys to know I'm not jeopardizing any future things, because I am going to appeal this. But the things that I will speak about today are things that are public record. I was very disappointed that Mr. Francis and of course Mr. Charles Brown decided to not. I guess they felt like they needed to do a something simple as find this residency issue instead of trying to run a fair race. Like, why wouldn't you allow a fair race? That's the thing that bothered me, with that whole situation.
Right. So, and again, we've been talking about this for quite some time right now. Me, Chi, everybody, you guys, we talked about this, and for these guys I'm still going to tell you, it's dirty politics, man. I mean, you served me with papers at my home address on Nolan Street. You know where I live. I mean, how you challenging my residency?
Let me tell you this, Eric, and this is a learning experience. I mean, I am appealing this because this is going on in Baton Rouge right now, by the way. I'm not sure if you know, there's several people that, and African American, by the way, okay? that have been challenged. I've been told that this is very, look, I'm gonna use the word like I'm a politician, unprecedented. Okay, this
Right.
it really is, because it's something that I actually haven't even heard of. These amount of people being sued on residency issues, like frivolous residency issues. But
Right.
but for them to do that here in our hometown, when we have about 8,000 people that live here, everybody knows everybody, guys. You know what I mean? I have a camera outside of my home that have seen Mr. Francis pick up the barber. You know what I mean? You know, I didn't display that at court, but what I'm saying is they all know I live here, and I have been here for nearly 6 years. But they needed to. What they did is they relied on the records of the Register of Voters. The Register of Voters sent my mail for my registration to my previous address, and they had been doing so, you know what I'm saying, by their neglect. It's not my fault that they actually did that, because I changed my address. They admitted in court that in 2013 I changed my information, and the judge and my attorney asked, well, if she changed it, why did you guys still continue to send her mail to 2236 Laguna?
Right.
It's like they couldn't explain it, but nevertheless, the judge agreed to grant Travis's continuing his candidacy. We have identical issues. He went ahead and said that he was going to sign the order for me to be disqualified because of the fact that they were sending my mail outside of the city limits. It's
So
totally
so
ridiculous.
so Chantel, it's ironic that you said that, because I had a conversation earlier today with Mr. Price, and he's on, that me and Mr. Price talked about this, and we was trying to figure out. So Travis was allowed to run. So, but you were disqualified. So me and Mr. Price talked about this earlier, and what it sounds like, I'm gonna do a favor for a favor. I gave you one, but I can't give you the other one, basically. And Mr. Price, you're on here, and we talked about this earlier. What do you get out of all of this, man?
Well, when we're talking about the challenge to our candidates for council, there's no doubt in my mind that the reason why Reginald Francis signed that petition to challenge Trevor, and on the reason why, Charlie Brown signed the petition to challenge Trevor, and then Reginald Francis signed the petition to challenge Chantel, is because Chuck Long told them that's what they needed to do. Okay, so Chuck Long is telling these people what to do. All right, and whatever Chuck Long say do, that's what they do. So Chuck Long comes in there to make his argument. Like she said, she qualified just like Trevor did. There was no reason why she should not have been allowed to stay on the ballot. Why he ruled against her. So it was a favor for a favor. Okay, so, and I think what happened, excuse me, Big E.
No, go ahead,
I think what happened was that the judge realized that he had to rule in Fernandez's favor. So therefore, he needed to give Chuck Long something. So even though she had an identical situation, had more documentation to prove her residency for the last 6 years, he still come back and say he's going to disqualify her for the race.
And so, for the record, for people to understand, Mr. Price, can you tell them who exactly is Chuck Long?
Chuck Long is supposed to be the hired city attorney. He has a contract with the city of Donaldsonville to represent the city on any type of legal matters.
Okay.
He's been doing that for years now. And as long as Leroy Sullivan has been the mayor, he has continued in that position. There's never, ever been any questions about changing the city attorney. It's always been Chuck Long. And I'm going to tell you something. Because Chuck Long is in that position, and because the 3 black councilmen we have and the black mayor we have, they're not going to challenge him. This guy here is a very aggressive person. I think be honest, straight up, he's a racist undercover, and he's going to make sure that the small percentage of whites that still live in Donaldsonville are well represented in their interests. And that's exactly what's going on in Donaldsonville right now. Okay.
All right, so right quick, I want to shout out everybody that's checking into the chat room. Pastor Shannon Cummer is in the building, and he said there's a purpose. Their purpose of the race is to it's pride driven. So the purpose of the erase is pride driven. It's not the seats you guys are threatening. It's the pride, their pride. So on that note, I want to bring in Miss Leslie Fluence right quick, Leslie. And you're very versed in a lot of different areas. I'm not going to call you a politician, but you've been around politics all your life. You've been around politics. Mr. Maurice has been around politics. So, you know, we hear these things and we see these things, right? Why is it coming from our own very own people? Like, why is it coming from, if you know you've been in this position for so long and nothing has happened in so many years, why you want to continue to bring the city down? That's my question.
And I can't answer why per se, but that's one of my questions as well, because and I'm gonna speak for myself as well. You know, for me, it's the city of Donaldsonville, and to see Donaldsonville return to what it used to be, because it was one of the greatest cities, you know, and a city that can be turned around. You know, when you look at the cities that or the country, all the things that are going on, it would take a lot. But when you have a city with people that can get together and do homecoming the way they do, that's a city that can be turned around. That's a city that can come together for a lot of different things, and it can be turned around and made into a city that can be mirrored by many others. You know, they can make a statement here. And to see people attempting to try to do that and break it down amazes me. It has to be something behind that. I would hope it's something behind that that's causing people to feel that they, you know, would have to do that. How do you, and I forgot the other question you asked, but I really wanted to answer that. But it's just amazing to me to see it happening. And I just think when Mr. Pastor Cummery said about pride, and I just think that sometimes people feel like when you are challenging them, they have to strike back. And it's not always about the strike back. It's about sitting back and really thinking about what, you know, okay, so we have these young candidates. They want to come on. They want to try to make a change. They want something different. I mean, that's understandable. You don't have to attack that. You know, you can just run your race, let them run their race, and let the people decide, just like Mr. Leo said, just let the people decide who they want as a candidate, who they want as a councilwoman or councilman. And I mean, as simple as that to me, you know, in my mind. So I think it has a lot to do with pride. You know, it could be a lot to do with pride. And sometimes, you know, probably listening to, not paying attention to what you know to do what's right and listening to other people. It could be that.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, that pride thing, you know, that word irritates me. Pride. Pride. Your pride is killing your city. Your pride is destroying your city. There is nothing that, I think last week I put something in the group to where I saw our District 58 state representative who refused to come and meet with anybody in Donaldsonville in reference to the DCCC. But I see that he put a post up on Facebook. He's always posting what he's doing. And I say this, and I'm going to say it again. A lot of the stuff that you're doing was already in the works when Troy Brown was in office, but that's for a different show. But he posted something that's going on in Gonzales, and it was called PACE, Performing Arts Center, and something else that they're building in Gonzales. Of course, Price LeBlanc made a donation. Cool, no problem. That's Price money. He put his money where he want to put it. But the fact of the matter is, they're building this building in Ascension Parish, east side, not the west side. Everything is going to the west side. So, Miss Cumry, I'm gonna call on you, Miss Cumry. Donaldsonville is, and I always say, and I'm gonna continue to say it until I see different. It's a dying community. It's a dying community. The so-called leaders that are in office, they're not advocating for the city. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Because if you were, right. You know, so what do we have to do? I know we have to do, but What do we have to do to get these people to see that what you're doing is hurting? Let's make a change. Like they said, like Chantel said, like Leslie said, and Leo, let's give the people an opportunity to pick who they want to pick. Stop playing games. Stop killing our city. Stop destroying our youth's future before they're able to see it.
I think what we're doing now is the first step. It's the first step. So what the DCCC has done, and other organizations in the community, we have to just continue to stick together. We have to, and I'm just gonna say it, we have to change who's sitting in the seats right now. And
Right.
I think we're doing a good job at doing that right now with the challenge that we're bringing, and we're getting people together and we're making our voices heard. People are listening and people wanting to get involved. I think what's happening now, what Chi Chi and DeLacy has put together, is the first step. It's a important step, and we just have to stick together and we have to keep fighting.
Right, right. And big ups to DeLacy, big ups to Chi Chi. And we're gonna get on something a little later in the show in reference to Mr. Lacey. But I want to turn your attention right quick from politics a little bit, but it's still politic. And I want to get back on this education thing. What I can say, one of my one of the greatest educators they've had in the Century Parish, Mr. Darrell Cumry. And we're going to talk about the things that this seat is affecting also when it comes to our youth. So, Darrell, I mean, we've been talking about this for a couple of shows now, but we know that there's an issue out there with pertains to you and your name. And everybody know you. Everybody know you good. But they still have yet to address the issue with clearing your name. And we're gonna advocate for that. That got to happen. That has to happen. But as being an educator in Ascension Parish and dealing with our elected officials, that hasn't been a good deal anyway either, because it's still affecting our youth, because there's nothing for the youth to do in the city of Donaldsonville.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna
Nothing.
say this first, Z. Man, there's an attack on young black leaders in the Donaldsonville community.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that again. There's an attack on the young black leaders in the Donaldsonville community. And the sad part about it is we can't even go to our elders, because our elders are the ones that's bringing the attacks against us. So what I'm gonna say as far as what happened to Chantel and Travis and myself and what's going on with DeLacy right now, man, they messing with the right people.
Yeah.
Like they messing with the right people, man. Like they know they're not messing with no ignorant individuals. They know they're not messing with no cowards.
Yeah.
And they know one thing, that we're gonna stand together. And I just want to let this be known, man, to anybody that's from Donaldsonville, that's looking from other states and other cities, and y'all see the people that's on the screen right now, man, we're not playing. Man, they've been handling Donaldsonville like a plantation. I'm 43, all of my years. And finally, you got a group of people to say, you know what, man, we're gonna take the plantation over. And we're gonna build it back up. But when you start doing that, like that's when they send an attack to take my job. That's when they try to attack Chantel's business. That's when they try to attack DeLacy's job. And man, let me tell you something. The culture of the world right now, with everything going on with George Floyd, man, the audacity to fire a black male or female in a Central Parish right now, man, look, man, we gonna stand. Nobody else gonna have to stand, but we gonna stand and we gonna get this business cleared. If it gotta take the next 5-6 years, the business is gonna get clear, but we're not going nowhere. So they sit in their best punches, they playing the people on us, calling the police, calling the DAs. You know, you got people that can walk in the sheriff's office and ask for a case to be closed. Man, we can't walk in the sheriff's office and demand anything. But just know this, man, we're gonna stand together and we're gonna fight. And they all working together, from Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office to Ascension Parish Council to Ascension Parish School Board. They hold the reins to all that money from ITEP that we're about to vote on. And when you start messing with that, man, they start messing with your job. And they start messing with your name. So, man, we're gonna fight, man. So it's all political, from the school board to the parish council to the sheriff's office, down to little old city hall in Donaldsonville.
Yeah.
And it's sad, man, because all it's doing is just affecting. It's affecting a lot, man. It's crazy, but I'm with you, man. Like I say, one thing about me, man, is I'm bold. You know, I'm I'm not one of these yes or no sir type people. If anybody knew my mama, she wasn't a yes or no sir type person. And so she won't leave this earth until I close my eyes. So I know I got a lot of people, man, that's listening to my platform, or I got people that's looking to go back and run tell that. But I want them to go run back and tell that. I know I got some people that I associate with, that my friend, that don't agree with this right here. It's cool. You wasn't my friend from the start. But the truth has got to come out. Again, like I said last time on last show, I don't live in Donaldsonville, but I have family there. I have a 79-year-old dad that lives in Donaldsonville. And all he could do is walk out his front door and look at all that junk and railroad track on 2nd Street, I think it's called, right by Family Dollar. I think that's what that street is. So, it's things like that. And I think that may be the district that Reginald Francis represent. But it's things like that, man, when you go under the underpass in Donaldsonville, man, boom, poverty.
Yeah.
Run down homes.
Yeah.
You go again. I tell you, go on 6 and B, man. I'll be thinking I'm in Ethiopia sometimes. It's bad, and they know that.
Yeah, and this is the area, Eric. This is the area. I'm actually sitting here right now. If y'all don't know this, I'm in the middle of this right here. Like I'm
Right.
on Nolan Street right now. Okay, which means that 6 and B is a couple of blocks away from me. My office is right around the corner from here. City Hall is right down there. I can't make this up. And it really frustrates me because, I'm not a I'm not a superhuman. But, when you don't know something, you just don't know. And I actually blame my representative. I've been living here for 6 years, and the same person that's fighting me didn't educate me to let me know what I needed to do to vote.
Right.
Okay? I was voting, and I am a registered voter. But the flaws in the system, guys, let me tell you, the stuff that I have been researching, my brain has been nonstop since they did this to me. When I get a blow at me, I'm like a robot. I'm on it. I got to figure this out. I got 2 really great attorneys. They're really awesome. But this is the thing. I'm not going to stop until I have to stop. You hear what I'm telling you? And the thing is, if you're not educated, I've been here most of my life. I did move away out of state. But when I came back, I resided in St. James Parish when I was married. And then when I got divorced, I moved in Donaldsonville. And me and my children located ourselves on Saguna Road. I removed myself from Saguna and I purchased a home that my mother raised me and my 3 siblings in. Okay?
Right.
And so, which means I'm living in the trenches. I don't think I'm bigger than anybody. I see Dexter Poe and all my homeboys and all these people right here. They respect me. I respect them.
Right.
This is what I'm telling
Right.
y'all right now. Listen, if I wanted to get up and leave, I could. They think, do you know that being a public servant is a job? I am trying because I see with my own eyes what's happening when I open my door. You think that I'm doing this because I want $1 million? It don't pay you to do. I'm doing it because I'm passionate, guys, about this. And this man didn't even have the courage enough. Now, he's a man. My father is deceased, and I will not disrespect this man because he is a man. He's somebody's father. He's somebody's grandfather. But I believe he's a coward move. Okay? I don't know if it's a move on his part or Chuck Long. But for you to try to take me out of the running when we didn't even run yet, that's a coward move, guys. Like, why do you at least allow me to do that? And one more point I want to make, to add insult to injury. After this judge decided how he decided, I'm in court. Mr. Reginald Francis comes back in court, and he kind of said, hi, Chantel. He said, look, it would have been a good race. That's what he told me. He said it would have been a good race. And in my mind, I might have disappeared for 5 minutes, but in my mind, I'm thinking, it's over? Like, you think it's over? You know what I mean? But I didn't want to disrespect him, but I just let him say that, and I went about my way. But it's amazing, guys. We need to educate not only ourselves, but let me tell you something. The registration process is not what you think it is. If you thought it was what it was, it's not. This is something I need to tell you guys. July 15th.
I lost
So,
audio, you
according to the
guys.
register of voters, you can hear me? Can you hear me?
We can.
I can hear you.
We can hear you,
Yeah,
but he can't.
yeah.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Eric?
Can y'all hear me?
We can
Yeah.
hear you.
Can't hear you guys. Shit.
I guess I gotta wait till
Oh Lord
Then we
jeez.
gotta wait.
get back on there, Eric.
I don't know what's going on, man. I'm having some bad internet connection over here.
This is some important
Let's check on
information. I
something
need
again,
people
guys.
to
Hold
know
on.
about this voting stuff and this voter suppression stuff. That's why you're not getting the right people in the office because they don't want you to
Oh
know
man.
about it. I know about it, and I'm about to tell y'all.
I think each area
Turn
just
on the
has a
sound.
select number, a certain people that
I'm
they
coming,
want in
guys. Hold on one
office, and
sec.
that's they're just gonna keep
Got my
moving
pager
around that
right now.
same little population of people
Right.
that can work
Well,
together and steer it. You know, they can steer each other, but
yeah.
that's not about change. That's just about this is we
What's
supposed
in
to hold
favor
these positions.
for them?
No, that's not it. Let me tell you what it is. When we're out there pushing for everybody to change your voters registration, make sure you sign up. Guess what? The books are closed. They can't do it. Did you
I've
guys know
lost
that
sound for a minute, guys. I'm trying to
at a
get it
Wow.
certain
back
time
right
they
quick.
close the books? Oh, you can hear us,
I didn't
Eric?
know that.
He can't hear
Eric,
us.
Hold on, Chantel, can you repeat that?
I was trying to get Eric on, but
Okay.
But we could keep yeah.
okay, let me tell y'all this because the people are watching. This is some real life stuff. Okay. Do you realize at a certain point, while we out here pushing for everybody to register to vote and get on and vote, do you realize a certain point, and this was said in court, we actually ordered the transcript, so this is going to be repeated again. The book's closed. So if you were to go right now to this day and want to register somebody to vote, they can't. They got to wait until after this election, after August 15th, to be able to be
Wow.
enrolled. I'm telling y'all this. This is what was talked about when we went to court. The register of voter, Mr. I think it's Poche is his name, and he had an assistant there, and they testified to this, and we were all dumbfounded. So my attorney said, "So you mean to tell me when this lady went to register to vote and do her qualifications, even if she were to try to change anything from July 22nd to July 24th, she couldn't because the books were closed."
Wow.
I am telling y'all this is a fact. And what happens is we're pushing everybody, come on, y'all, let's vote, let's vote. Guess what? They're in queue. They're sitting there in queue, waiting until after the August 15th, election, and then they're gonna start slowly but surely processing these people's
Those voters.
information. Okay?
Wow.
But this is another error that they have made. They from their own admission. Speaking of Travis Fernandez, the home that they had been sending his mail to that made them think that he lived there was vacant. They didn't even have a home there. It was
Right.
vacant land.
Yeah.
Think about this, guys. These people are a register of voter, the commissioners, the people who control how you vote, where you vote. They had been sending this man's voters information to some place that didn't have anybody there. And the lady from the register of voter on the stand, she admitted that when they don't get that card back, they check it off like, oh yeah, we verified that they live there. That was totally false because a ghost must live there because he was not getting his mail from the voter people because there was no residence there. You see how flawed that is? Like people just don't understand the process. And I believe it's voter suppression. Like, how are you gonna count people in if you can't even count them in because they don't know this information?
And that was another question I'm sure that's been brought up. Like, why didn't we know, or why didn't you know, or Travis know exactly what to do? And I guess, and to answer that, if I had to decide to run for office, there's a lot of things I wouldn't know, and I probably never really looked into it because I never
Yeah,
thought about running for office. I
yeah,
don't, politics is not my thing.
yeah,
But and we that every time we've talked to different people, everybody says, "Well, nobody comes to the meeting. Nobody has been showing up at the meeting." So this is the time when everyone is getting in and trying to make change. This is the time when it seems like what they've been asking for is happening. Now you have people that's interested. Now you have people that saying we want to step up, we want to look into it, we want to try, we want to get educated about the process.
yes.
Why knock you down though? Why I gotta be knocked down while trying to do that?
But
You know?
Leslie,
Because
it wasn't even a
not to cut
knockdown.
y'all.
This is the thing, real quick. I'm gonna let you say this before I forget it. This is the thing. We educated ourselves, by the Secretary of State's website. It tells you for this position or for this is the qualification. What was so sneaky about this, guys? is that the city of Donaldsonville has something called a home rule charter, okay? Which means there's no bulletin post nowhere to tell you that. It's stuck in a book somewhere. So this is what they use against us to tell us that, hey, according to this, you have to have your voters' information at your residence where you live. It's bogus, guys. All it is a sneak attack, and it's happening all around us. Like, I really don't feel like I'm alone. I mean, I see
No,
president of NAACP, like all these people are being sued for that.
right.
So how do you even qualify if something like this is an issue? Did somebody, I mean, isn't that a part of
Well, that's why they said they were going to sue
qualification
the judge.
process?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that's what they say. Okay, I went on the first day of qualifying, which was the 22nd. You have the 22nd until the 24th. You pay your money, you give your ID, they type you in the system. You tell them which district you want to be in. When they type you up, they are at that time, in my belief, are able to tell you right then what 0053 means. Who knows what that means? Let me ask you right now. Do you guys know what precinct you're? I mean, you may know now, but do you know what those numbers mean? I mean, I didn't know what that meant, but I'm thinking if I tell her I'm running for District 3 and I'm going against this particular person, she would automatically saw, well, wait a minute, it looks like you're registered in this precinct. That's the part of qualifying, right?
Right.
Exactly.
They fail to do that and they allow me to go 2 more days without knowing. That's what it is, guys.
Y'all, I can't hear.
I just saw a message from Elsie Dunbar stating that it was on the dates are broken down on the Secretary of State's website. And I mean, and that is true, it's up there and it tells you the dates. And then because there's an election, absentee voting, they shut down the voter registration. And that is true. But at the same time, it's just getting educated about that. And that's okay. If you didn't know, this is a process.
She's actually helping us. She's actually helping us though, because she says it's broken down on the Secretary of State's website. That is exactly what a lot of us rely on. Okay, the city is a city. The parish is the parish. Okay,
oh, I get.
You see what I'm saying? We like 5 minutes deep, Donaldsonville. So we're not that large, but you're separating and calling the city this, and you're calling the parish that. And in my case, where they were sending my mail to, even though I changed my address and all this information, they were sending it outside of the city limits, what makes it look like I was an outsider, which I live here and I pay taxes here, and I have a business here with the Secretary of State information on it with this address on it. 5 years.
So Elsie just said, Elsie was just saying that they won't tell you, the circuit court won't tell you, she said, what precinct you can qualify, you can and cannot qualify for it. She said, they're not going to tell you. And, Elsie, I use her for a lot of information because she's in this and she's been around this a long time, and she's absolutely right. They're not going to tell you anything, which I think they should be able to tell you. What you think?
Yeah, but Eric, who tells us then? Who tells us this then? You know what I mean? Like, how do we know?
You got to do your research.
Well, we got to go to Africa to get the research.
That's the big thing. You got to do your research, and and that's where we have a disconnect.
Be that hard, man. It shouldn't be that hard to try to change this city around and do research. They allow they allow Travis to go through when he had the same circumstances, particularly almost the same, and they said no, we're going to allow it. We're going to disqualify.
Again,
it's just they pick who they want, but it's not over.
Me and Mr. Glenn talked earlier, and we figured out what it is. Okay, I'm gonna give you this one, but I can't give you that one.
Yeah.
Me and Mr. Glenn talked about it earlier, but I want to shift gears right quick, guys. We're gonna get back to this because a lot of this stuff is great information. So Elsie is asking, which is why you have these lawsuits challenging residency, and she's absolutely right. But I want to shift gears right quick if you guys don't mind. I want to get into this Morning Advocate article in reference to Mr. Glenn. And I want Mr. Glenn to get on here, and I want Mr. Glenn to explain what's going on and to give his truth and everything of what's going on. And basically, like we said last time, clear your name. Because right now they're trying to actually the character. So Mr. Glenn, we want you to get on just explain this article that appeared all of a sudden in the advocate when you decide to run for mayor?
All right. Let me say this first about that article. Everything they're trying to say in that story about my company and my involvement with some type of theft ring that was going on with those employees over there at Louisiana Scrap, I'm here to let you all know point blank, it's a lie. My company was a legitimate operating business in Baton Rouge. We did business in Port Allen at the Louisiana Scrap Company. We made deliveries to this company on a daily basis, sometimes more than once in a day. They had a problem with their employees. Their employees were obviously stealing stuff from them. They got caught stealing from them. And I'm gonna tell you, let me say this here too. I was the only licensed black-owned company in Baton Rouge in the recycling industry at the time. We're talking about around 2017. And our company was growing. It was starting to get more and more business. The name of the company was Green Gobbler Recycling. So we're bringing in a lot of materials. And I really believe that because we were a black-owned company, black-owned and operated, all my employees were African-American. They seen that. They seen us growing. They seen us progressing. So when they caught their employees stealing, they asked one of the employees, which I call a loaded question, was Green Gobbler involved with this? Well, the guy, he's trying to take some heat off of himself. He says, yes, that Green Gobbler was involved. So then I get this deputy who works for them as their security guard. He comes over to my place in Donaldsonville, because we had an operation in Donaldsonville as well. He comes to talk to me about what was going on over there. And he asked me, Mr. Price, we're not here looking at you for anything wrong. We just want to know what you know. I say, sir, if I knew anything about what was going on, I would tell you. I know nothing about it. So, Mr. Price, you know, your company and your name was brought up. I say, I heard about that, but I'm going to let you know right now, like I told you, man, we don't know nothing about that. We run a legitimate business. He left and he insinuated to me that something may become of me being involved some kind of way, but I ignored that. I didn't worry about it. 2 months later, I get a call from Captain Smith telling me that they got a warrant for me for theft in West Baton Rouge Parish in relationship to the situation in Louisiana Scrap. And Captain Smith, after talking to them about it, he didn't feel like it was a legitimate charge, so he wouldn't even execute the warrant. He told me, well, Glenn, I'm not going to do nothing about this because something don't sound right about it. So I tell you what, you go and check into it. And I did. I got my lawyer. We looked into it. And like I told everybody at our last meeting, the district attorney's office there in West Baton Rouge Parish did not know what was going on. So it was like, wait a minute now, we got a charge against me or against my company, but the district attorney that levels the charge don't know anything about it. We found out that the charge was laying there at the West Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office. That's where it originated. Same place where this deputy, this security guard, works out of.
Yeah.
No problem. So we addressed it, went on in there. Those people went in there and we went in, and about an hour later, I was released. The story said I was released on a $10,000 bond. I was released on a personal recognizance bond. All right, so we moved on from there. That particular situation, family, has been rescheduled 18 times. Every time we tried to get them to say, okay, what are we going to do with this? How are we going to resolve this? They kept telling me, matter of fact, I asked the prosecutor myself, I said, look, what's going on, man? With this, about the 10th time, I said, why we keep rescheduling this? He said, because we're not ready yet. We need more time. Well, you need more time for what? So when we got to the 17th time, back in February of this year, they told me, so okay, they told my lawyer and I, we're going to go on and drop this part about you being involved with this. It's all right, fine. We're going to reschedule it for March of this year. Well, in March of this year, we couldn't go into court because they canceled court because of the Corona-19. No problem. Everything's fine. Then my lawyer calls me just recently, about a week and a half ago, and told me that, Glenn, something is going on. A lawyer from Donaldsonville has called the prosecutor's office in West Baton Rouge, and they were inquiring about the charge against you.
Wow.
Those two guys, the prosecutor there in West Baton Rouge, and whoever this lawyer was, who I got a good idea who it is, now saying that my lawyer said the lawyer from Donaldsonville was asking this guy to hold this charge on Glenn Price. So next thing I know, now the prosecutor's changing his position. Instead of dropping this mess, he's now telling my lawyer, we got to keep talking about it.
Wow.
So we have a court date next month, not in October like the story said, to go back and talk to these people about this mess again. But I want to say this to everybody in the DCCC, and I want to say this to all our listeners. My company did not do nothing wrong. We were not involved with no kind of theft. The reason why I very rarely talked about that situation, I didn't even talk to my family about it, because I don't believe in giving validity to a lie. If someone tell a lie on you and you talk about it, you're giving life to it. I knew it was a lie, and I was just going to continue to just keep doing what I was doing, and eventually this lie would be defeated.
Yeah.
But obviously the lawyer from Donaldsonville, now since they wouldn't tell my lawyer who this lawyer was, I got a good idea who it is. So hey, I'm not this situation, and I want everybody to understand this. Do not let these people do this. Everybody that was involved in these charges against me was a white male. It started from the manager at Louisiana Scrap to the security guard who's a West Baton Rouge sheriff deputy. It then went to this lawyer that called from Donaldsonville, that reporter, David Mitchell from The Advocate. They all got together and they leveled this against me, and they tried to make it sound so bad when they published that story in the paper.
Yeah.
But one thing I can thank God for, the people of Donaldsonville didn't buy it. They knew something was right, because you know me, and if you really know me, you know that what that story said is not my character.
Yeah.
I do not live my life trying to take nothing from anybody. If anything, I've given and given and given to people all my life.
Yeah.
So family, do not let this story make you have any ill feelings about me or any ill feelings about what we're doing.
Yeah.
That was a direct attack on me to discredit me in this mayor's race, because that's the only way Leroy can beat me.
Yeah.
Leroy cannot beat me if we have a debate on the issues. Leroy cannot beat me so far as being qualified for that job. Leroy sure can't beat me telling everybody what great job he's done for the city of Donaldsonville. All right, so hey, so that's where we are with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so you heard it right here from Mr. Glenn Price.
And Leo wanted to say something.
Yeah, man. Let me hold it to the record, man. You know, man, I've been knowing Mr. Glenn Price for a long time. I've been knowing Mr. Leroy Sullivan for a long time. I mean, two great guys, man. I mean, you know, hey, man. But listen to me. If you doing a great job at what you're doing, I don't care if you put 100 people in a race against me. It don't matter. Let's run. Beat me, I beat you. And we the type of group that, guess what, man? We're gonna run a clear, fair race. Hey, man, the best man win. If they win, hey, man, great job. You still gonna have to work with us, because we're not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't want it to be as though, like they're saying we playing dirty politics. Nothing dirty but us, man. We clean as gold. I mean, you know, take it like you want, man. This run a fair race against us. The thing is, but I mean, is they're sending these paperwork to the court, but this and that. What they need to send that paperwork to the courts here that the people don't know about Donaldsonville is that we $7 million in debts, man. We are $7 million in debts right now. Donaldsonville, the city of Donaldsonville.
Yeah.
Borrowing money from this one to pay Paul to pay Peter. I mean, there's something need to be done about it, man. I mean, we got our city attorney making an excellent. We got 3 city attorneys. Why do we have 3 city attorneys in a broke town, man? Think about it. 3 city attorneys. What can they do? I mean, why you need 3 attorneys for a broke town? I mean, like I'm gonna say it once again, man. If I was in a situation and the city was dying like it is now, man, I would be ashamed, man. I mean, how could I get a letter in the mail telling me where my city's staying in the United States of America, and I feel like I'm doing something right for the community? I mean, we have nothing there, man. Nothing at all. We got a writer, a permanent writer, getting $84,000 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out what he writing that for? What's that for? What are you doing? Man, we need to put people in positions that are gonna make things happen for our community. Straight up, for our community. Stop playing this friendship thing with these people, man, and do what we're supposed to do. Now we fighting for. Man, the people of Donaldsonville, if you need to open your eyes, man. Open your eyes and see what's going on. Okay?
Yeah.
The machine is there. Like we always do, the machine is there. And I gotta say once again, them guys on the council, not bad guys. But they got the wrong guidance, man, in certain places, man. That's the problem. And them things need to be addressed and them things need to be changed.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Exactly.
And the people of Donaldsonville, man, you have to get out there and vote. You have to get out there and vote. Half of the people in Donaldsonville don't even know the council. Don't even know their council. They're not gonna walk. They're not gonna hit the street like us. We walked the whole pork barrel there in one day.
Yeah.
Over 30 people, we walking. We get to the community, let the people know what's going on. But guess what? You can't go to one of them people and one of them people say we say anything dirty, but anything but our councilman, our mayor.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been knowing all these guys for forever. I mean, I done talked to all these guys. If they need to talk to me, they can talk to me. It's not a problem, they can talk to us. Bring it to the forefront, talk to us. Come on here with us. You come on this show with us, debate with us, and everything will be respectable.
Yeah.
The people watching, let them come on here, man. I mean, if they're intelligent people like I think they are, come on here, get with us. Let's get together. Let's see where we staying at.
Yeah.
And that's
You
it,
know
man.
what they're doing? They're laughing at the other races are laughing at us, man. They're sitting up there looking at, oh, let the blacks fight the blacks. Like, I read in the Advocate, it said a battle of the Democrats. What do you really mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you mean a battle of the Democrats? So what you're really saying is that, we're fighting each other. Why do we have to fight each other? If we actually turn it around and show them that we can work together, we will be a force, guys. You know what I'm saying? What do you have to lose when you've already lost so much already? Like,
Right.
I'm saying, what do you have to lose? Like, what are you afraid of? But I'm here to tell you the truth. And I'm here to tell you that a lot of times, especially myself, I'm not perfect. If they don't give you the information that you need to know, I want to be that person that don't mind giving you the information, because voter suppression and people of our own race keeping us down because they're trying to serve somebody else. Man, this is alive and well here in Donaldsonville. Like, you know how many people, matter of fact, I spoke to Miss Tammy Fernandez, and she said, man, they were getting ready to up and move away from here just to go. You know what I mean? But her husband's wanting to stand here and fight for something. You think this is easy? This is not something that we're ready to get a come up off of, God. It's only the people who are passionate about something. Those are the ones, like Mr. Glenn. I appreciate him. Dal, his wife, Leslie, Chi, DeLacy, who I wish she would show her face anytime soon to go and let us know that this is some systematic stuff that they're doing to attack us. They've been attacking me. Look, they've been letting Don, he got attacking me for a year, guys, letting him.
And
Mr. Don is almost 80 years old, and the man is still doing little petty stuff, and I'm still over there, got my little business, trying to mind my own business. But they're allowing this man to do that, y'all, and they're allowing, and our own black people are allowing this to go on, and they're turning their cheeks. They're not gonna say nothing. They're not gonna tell us what we needed to know. The camp, for running for our races, we didn't know any of this stuff. I want to be the one. We want to be the one to give it to you first line. This is what you need to do. This is how you do it. And we want to hold your hand doing it, man. We got to put on boots and scrubs, man. We gonna do that because this is. Like I told you, I am on Nolan Street right now. People know me. They see the little white car right there, man. This is where I grew up at here, and I'm not trying to do something to make a lot of money. I'm doing something because I'm passionate about it. I have friends and family here. You want to make a difference, and you're not getting paid a lot to make a difference, guys. We want to do it because it feels good to impact somebody. It really does. So we just need to really make a difference, and we need you guys' support. It almost like I wish we could do it with the Louisiana voters, and we let them decide for themselves who they want to vote. I wish we had our own ballot where we can walk in this moment and say, y'all check on who you guys want to be in here, and I guarantee you that record will win hands down.
Right.
Right quick, Ms. Cumberland, before you say anything, I want to read what Pastor Cumberland said right quick in the chat room. He basically said, tearing down another man's character with an intent to build your own one is a lack of integrity. Integrity is the true character of leadership.
It's also a mental illness.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So, Ms. Cumberland, right there, you got the floor.
No, I was just gonna go off of what Chantel was just saying, because what's happening right now, when I see it, we're all going through our own issues with local politics, and it all stems from local politics. What my husband Daryl went through with Chantel, Mr. Glenn, Chi and DeLacy, it all stems from local politics. But this hasn't just started. They've been doing this for years, and we've been allowing them to do it for years.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I can go back and look at my uncle Raymond Jacobs, who was in office early 2000s.
Yeah.
He went through some of the similar things we're going through right now with challenging local politics. When you come at them, this is the way they behave.
He went through hell. You could say it. He went through hell.
Yeah.
He went. I mean, and it's. I mean, we have to put an end to it. It has to stop.
Yeah.
It has to stop. This is generational, and some of the same people are still in that office today. Brought him through hell.
Yeah.
You attacked him and dragged his name through the mud.
Yep, it hasn't
They
changed.
are still in office today. The machine
in 2004.
Yes,
I think it was 2004 when when Mr. Leroy took over his position, I believe.
Yeah.
They literally broke Mr. Jacobs' heart. You hear what I'm telling you? This man was passionate about doing that, and you put this on him and break his heart, and then you put Mr. Leroy Sullivan in. Let me tell you, Mr. Leroy may have a good heart, but what happens is you let somebody infect you. Now you got an infection from these people, the systematic stuff that's going on. Now you are not yourself anymore. You're somebody else, Mr. Leroy. You're not who you used to be. You don't even have the same friends you used to have. You know what I mean? How do you sleep at night? Like that's the things and the questions that we need to ask these leaders and these people that want to be our leaders. How do you sleep at night?
Right.
You know, who do you pray to? Like, how does your conscience feel when you go to sleep at night, knowing that you just stabbed your brother in the back?
Yes,
and to clear some things up, we're definitely not on here bashing no one. So before whoever's watching and want to tell that, we're not on here bashing anybody. So we're not talking about nobody because, like I said, and we have great conversation when we used to meet by minutes on the avenue. But you know, some things need to be changed. You know, and it's not to bash nobody character. You know, but again, like Chantel just said, how do you guys sleep at night when you got some systematic racism? You got somebody having you oppress your own people.
Hey, but it's hard. It's hard not to attack. Oh, go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
No, everything that I'm saying right now, you can go and look it up because it's facts.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go and read the paper from 2004 where there's here's another dispute about a animal shelter. Here's another dispute about his him wanting to hire an assistant. And you know, it's all there to read. So it's facts. I'm not bashing anybody, I'm just stating what's real.
Right.
You know what? People need to tell the truth. We need to get raw.
That's right.
Back like we used to be when I grew up on this street, Chichi and Daryl and all of us knew. This is we're not we need to let people know the facts. I read some of the stuff about Mr. Jacobs, and it broke my heart to read how they was doing to this man. Like I can't believe it was like one after the next after the next after the next. You know?
Yeah, and you can only imagine how I feel now because being, what we're doing right now with DCCC and watching Daryl go through what he went through, and still going through with Ascension Parish School Board,
Yeah.
I can only reflect on my uncle Raymond Jacobs and what he went
Right.
through. But now it's more. I was younger than I was a little girl, but going through all of this, it kind of reminds me, and it only of what he had to go through, because
Yeah.
now I'm experiencing it in real life, and it does break my heart.
Yeah.
So you guys, right quick, we had y'all can hear me clear? Y'all can hear me
Not
clear.
too
Yeah.
kind of
Yep.
muffled a little bit.
I'm kind of muffled. What's going on here? Y'all can hear me. We're gonna get it straight. Right
Okay.
quick in the chat room, Leslie Forsell, she had a point, and I'm trying to understand this as well. And it basically said, why do we need 5 pharmaceutical companies in Donaldsonville?
Hmm.
Why? Right there, Mr. Lacey Joseph has just checked in with us. What's up, Lacey? I see you. Can you
What's
hear
up,
me?
D?
Hey,
And
D.
they say,
Hey, DeLacy.
Hey,
All right.
Hey.
So
can y'all
while the
hear me?
Lacey's here, y'all,
Yeah.
yeah, we
yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you. So while the Lacey's here, right quick, guys, we're gonna switch gears right quick. Um, uh, Yesterday, the Lacey had a situation that I would like her to tell you guys about. Not my place to tell you guys, and we're going to talk about that too because we touched on that a little earlier in the conversation. But welcome to the show, DeLacy, and the floor is yours, man.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
What's going
What's
on?
up, D?
Hello.
Well, about my situation, yeah, recently, they let me go. Assistant Parish Recreation, they released me. Um, in which I don't have a problem if you don't want me there and I don't fit. But the problem that I have is, don't say that my work is unsatisfactory. Don't say that my leadership is poor. Uh, when I walk in the position, to be honest with you guys, when I walked into the position, there was a lot of things that needed to be cleaned up. The lady that was in the position before me, I'm not sure, what happened, but she resigned after being with the parish for a few years. Uh, the community is talking. You have people in the community saying that funding is missing, and they hadn't received funds back from baseball, and all these things. I'm like, man, what did I walk into? Are you serious that these things are going on? Guys, when I got into my job, I did not get a employee manual probably until that next year. I started in August. I didn't get a manual until that next year. I wasn't properly trained. They didn't give me the information that I needed. I have text messages where I was asking my supervisor to send me to a training so I can learn my job. But the problem is, this is what happens. We walk into these situations almost like yours, Chantel, when you don't really know all of the guidelines and what's going on. And you walk into these situations, what happens is when they're dropping the ball, because in the manual it says that my supervisor has to keep me updated with what's going on. Guys, we just took a ethical test with the parish. We just took it a few months ago. Okay, but you're trying to hold me accountable and saying that I'm doing things or whatever it may be. That hey, dude, I wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
The I have now because I know if I didn't know, I'm relying on my supervisor. If you come under my supervision, I'm going to make sure that you're equipped. You know what you need to be doing. But what happens is we have incompetent people working in these supervisor positions, and then when we walking in the dark. They're not letting us know what's going on, but they want to put the blame on us. Anybody that just, oh, you're going to be the scapegoat. Well, I'm not going to be the scapegoat because I'm not going to lay down. They're going to clear my name. I know what I did in the community. The community know what I did. My
Yeah.
heart is in the right place. I care about those kids, and I'm not going to take the fall for something that I didn't do.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think we all experiencing that right now with Daryl in his situation, Mr. Glenn in his situation. We all experiencing it right now. We will
Yeah.
But I
not
find,
take the blame for something we did not do.
but
Yeah.
I just find it so ironic that it happened at this time.
Yeah.
And I understand, because I'm contributing it to the speaking out and requesting the things but if you have a recreation director that's not passionate about recreation, I don't know, I think that's a plus right there. I think that's what you would want to have, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure, but I'm not going to speculate because I don't know. But all I can say is it's amazing that it happened at this time.
Well, think about this, guys. We did something historic. I'm doing like the people. Hey, yeah, we doing that. We did something historic.
Tap it
Okay?
down.
Yeah.
Right.
We marched. That has never happened. We had all these people that you see here. We marched and we did something historic, and we had a peaceful protest, and we had a rally at the African American Museum. This is retaliation. Let's call it for what it is. It
There
is
you go.
that. They
That's
going
it.
Right.
after Mr. Glenn. They continuously going after
But but
They're
again,
going
but
after Chi Chi. They fired. Let's call it for what it is. I was so pissed when I heard about this with the Lacey yesterday. Why are you coming after this girl? And you fired. What are you doing? You guys need to know. We're telling you that we want to be transparent and we want communication. Well, we are trying to show y'all by example. That's what we're trying to give y'all. We don't want y'all to spread the story the wrong way. Oh, she got let go. No, we telling you what really happened. These people are retaliating against us because we did
but,
something that was remarkable. That started off when Chief and Leo called us to meet at a meeting a while back. These people are systematically attacking this whole group.
but again,
And
like I
I
said, it
and
has.
I agree. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
No, I was just saying the oppressor when the oppressor looks just like you.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Blindsides you because you
but
don't
that's basically what happens. It's like a bunch of children when you're fighting for anytime you're in competition, you're fighting for a leadership. That's what happens, and they can put us against each other because we have some that I guess in the older group that just wanted to have a seat at the table. But now you have some people in this group, we want to take over the table. We want to eat at the table. We
Yeah.
don't want to just have a seat at the table. And for so long, there were, people, um, I guess I'm trying to be really nice in my words,
Oh, I know
but
you are, Leslie. I know you are.
I'm trying to be really nice in my words. But for so long, we had the powers that be governing how we can participate, how we can show up. And so now that we're showing up differently and we
Yeah.
see that it's coming differently, we're not just going to sit there and go with the flow of things. Because a lot of us, and I'm looking at the group, a lot of us sat back because of that. We didn't
Right.
want to come like that group went. We want to come differently. We don't want to be a part of the norm or just fall
Right,
into what's currently going on and just
right,
go with
right,
the
right,
flow.
right.
It's time for a change because that's not working.
Yeah.
That has, it's according to Donaldsonville, that has Donaldsonville where it is right now. Everything moving out, everything leaving the area because they're not fighting for Donaldsonville. They're not representing who is represented in Donaldsonville.
Yeah.
In some shape, way, form, or fashion, Leslie, like myself and you, and I know for a fact we both grew up down the bayou. But we got roots in Donaldsonville. And like I said, I have family, and I would love to see Donaldsonville um, grow, and I would love to see industry in Donaldsonville. I would love to see Railroad Avenue uh, be what they intended it to be, quote unquote, the entertainment district. I would love to see a jambalaya park in Donaldsonville with a swimming pool
Yeah.
and a performing arts building in Donaldsonville. Earlier last year, St. James High School built their new school, and Celia Armand is friends with Fantasia Barrinos. Celia got Fantasia to come to St. James because my sister was there. They renamed their performing arts building behind Fantasia. Now, when Sealy got Fantasia to St. James, everybody that had nothing to do with it, all of a sudden want to take charge of everything.
Well, that's what they do.
That's what
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so when Fantasia came to town, everybody, they kind of bumped Sealy on the side and want to take credit for everything. But when Fantasia got on stage and made her speech in that new auditorium down there in St. James, she made it known why she was there, how she met Sealy and Jay Ambrose and all that. So I'm saying I would like to see a Pace building built in Donaldsonville.
Yeah.
All that farmland. They've been advertising that plaza that's supposed to be built by Taco Bell and Burger King for
Right.
10 years now. It still ain't there. It's still this the lady that donated the land to the city to build something and then she took it back. I heard about all that. When are they going to that sugar, man, we importing sugar anyway, man. Sell that land. Let's do
Yeah.
something with that. We
Ain't no
can do
money in that no more, man.
man.
Ain't no money in that no more at all. Sugar cane, no money in that at all no more. I got
All the
multiple
money
friends that did that for years.
ain't no we importing sugar. They coming by the barges, man. They coming by the barges. We know. I mean, all this land, empty land. You riding Donaldsonville, you get by the red light. It's like riding through Mayberry. You know what I'm saying? It's
You got
there. And right quick, Chichi, I'm gonna let you tell one thing. The thing that burns me up, man. I'm about to step on some toes, like my pastor say. The thing that burns me up is their ministers, masons. I'm a mason. Some of these people are masons. I know what my obligation is. Do they know what theirs are? Some of them up in the pulpit, ministers. Man, ain't no man. I call them ministers Reverend Do-Wrongs. Pimps in the pulpit. That's what I call them. Don't portray yourself to be something when you're actually not.
Right.
And another thing, I just want to go back because what I was hearing, what I heard was that it's pertaining to the protests. Not to show up. The elected officials were told not to show up because they expected it to be an attack against the elected officials and to be, I guess, some form of violence or whatever.
I would have still
And
said that.
so that was directed by the sheriff's office.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
illegal. By the way, that's
But they
illegal,
showed up.
right?
They showed up though. The sheriff
Right,
office
right.
showed up.
So my
But that's
thing,
illegal.
right? But my thought was, why would you? Because we talked to two members of the sheriff's office, and I think it was Chantel and I was trying to mediate and explaining why we needed the police escort, showing that we understand why. If you look at this group, and I don't see anybody in this group that would be considered a violent offender, that would be violent with anyone that they can look at right now and say that we are violent, and to have that out there that we cannot show up because they're going to attack the city officials. But if they had, just imagine the things that we could have got ironed out at that point.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to think the things we could have got quashed at that point. But my point is, who is separating? Who, you got to recognize who is behind the separation, because
Yeah.
that's the way we are attacked. That's
Right.
the way our people are attacked. We
Right.
are, we got to put a division into them because together there's so much that they can
Important.
do. And
Right.
we need to realize if together there's a lot we can do. If you have a town that's 70% African American, that means your town should be flourishing with a
Yeah.
lot of African American businesses,
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of African American representation, meaning, and not just a face, but
Yeah.
being able to run it and work for your people.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
Donaldsonville was the #1 city, and I guess at this point, it's okay for it to be run down because we don't care about those people. But
Yeah.
that's not, you have, in order to get it back, you have to care about those people. You have
Yeah.
to care about Vacatown. You have to, and like Eric said, no, I'm not from Donaldsonville. My mom is from Donaldsonville, from Saguna, as a matter of fact. And I had relatives in Donaldsonville, and I grew up in Donaldsonville. And I've watched it. I've watched it go, just every year, just completely just going down. And it had so much. And what was so beautiful was the unity.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't even have that anymore. You
Yeah.
know?
Right.
Well, because they living outside of it, the ones who are living in a nice little beautiful like oasis, they don't have to see their troubled brothers. They don't have to see the mental illness. They don't have to see somebody car broke down on the side of the road. You give somebody a couple of dollars to help them. They could go back in their own little separate world and deal in their own fantasy world. But the
Right.
ones who are the ones that's in the trenches, like myself, like like Daryl, Leo, Mr. Glenn, Leslie, all of us, we're in the trenches. We want to help DeLacy. My God, this lady, we just spoke on this at the last show. This lady is qualified to do something on another level, like a couple of extra levels. But because she's passionate in what she does for the kids, she's sticking with it, guys, and it's an insult on her intelligence because you decide you're gonna say you don't want her there, or you're gonna do away with her when she's worth more than what you are giving her. Let me tell you, we all need to open our eyes. We need to assess our situation. When you get out of your house in the morning, just open the door, walk out, see what it looks like, see what your neighbor looks like, see who needs help. These people that's our council people are supposed to be our spoke people. They're just our spokespersons for our districts. Remember, I told you I live in a district where Mr. Reginald Francis, and I never see him except when I saw him in his truck picking up the guy. Okay, so what I'm saying is he could have educated the voters. He could have educated the citizens. Say, hey guys, this is where you go to vote. I need you guys to. But they think that they're man-made and fall in this position. And because the people don't know the facts, they fall in those positions. They fall in those. They don't know the book's closed. When those people thinking, okay, well, I did my part, I voted, I registered. You need to double check and make sure you registered. Because if you don't double check, you probably didn't. And you probably registered at a wrong address, which means when you go to the polls to vote, your ticket is going to show some foreign people on it that you thought you were going to vote for, but they're not the person that you want to vote for. This is something that's very important, guys. If you live over there, but your address, you need to double check this. This is something I'm giving you because of the information that they tried to do to bring me to court. This is true. You
Right.
need to check that, guys, really, to make sure.
So,
Hey,
so,
hey,
hey,
Go
what's up,
ahead.
dude?
hey, let me say this right quick because I'm at the step off. Man, see what they're doing with the Lacey right now? Man, make me sick to my stomach, man.
Yeah.
That we have a black, intelligent woman from Donaldsonville that came back to Donaldsonville, man, that's giving her time and energy, man, along with her husband, and y'all gonna go for a head. Man, Chantel brother put something in the comments earlier, say it sounds like a mafia hit.
Yeah.
And man, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like that's all that is. Like they sending
That's what
hits.
it is.
But they don't realize, like, man, we grew up in Donaldsonville in the 90s and early 2000s. So if we made it through that time, man, that what they coming with, that's not nothing.
Ain't nothing.
So I just want to say this, E. Man, a lot of people think that we're talking about education because of my thing with the school board. Like, that's neither here nor there. Like, if we want everything, if we want our property tax to go up so we have more houses, if we want more industry to come to Donaldsonville so we can have more sales tax, man, we need to fix them schools, man. I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
something. Anybody that's in Donaldsonville that have kids in them schools that came there while I was there, man, y'all know one thing, man, I love Donaldsonville and all our schools. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man, if y'all think that it's right that those kids on this side of the river have those state-of-the-art schools and they keep patching our schools up while our K through 8 schools have been D schools, man, listen to me. If your child go to Donaldsonville Primary, Lower Elementary, or Lower Middle, where I was the principal at, what I love dealing, I tried to outwork the systemic racism, but you can't outwork it. If you have a child that goes there, man, those schools been D schools since 1998. And it's been under the same watch of the same leaders that's in position.
Wow.
If
Wow.
you care about Donaldsonville and if you care about your kids, man, vote no to that tax because all we're gonna be missing is them patching up our library and
Right.
patching up and putting some turf on the football field while they have a 30-year plan to build all of the schools they've built. They planned this in 1998. And you know why? Because they had 500 extra students that was coming into the parish each year. But you know, they're not coming to Donaldsonville. They're coming on this side. So why they getting state-of-the-art schools, why they've never had an F or D school in 20 years, why they getting property on this side, man, we getting the opposite. And people getting money off it. And man, and the kids are their kids are progressing on this side, and our kids are doing bad. And if you can look yourself in the mirror and you can't and you think that Donaldsonville is progressing and our schools are doing well, man, you lying to yourself. If you got to take your child and send them somewhere on the east side, or you have to pack up and leave Donaldsonville to come across here, man, something wrong with that. And it's happening on our leaders' watch. The school board, the sheriff office, the Central Parish Council member, and then our mayor and our city council. So if you want to change that, man, we got to get them out the way and deal with education first, and then everything else is going to come.
Beautiful. Very true.
Yeah.
No offense, but it's got to be done, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, let me say something. Man, you know what, man? I got off from work the other day, man. I pulled up home, man. I got a guy across the street from me. He came talk to me, man. You know, he was talking some real stuff. He said, man, I want to ask you something, man. He said, man, what's going on in Donaldsonville, man? And I just look at him. He said, man, tell me what's really going on. And I said, man, it's a struggle. It's a struggle, bro. It's a struggle. He said, man, at one time, Donaldsonville was everything. Everybody wanted to be in Donaldsonville. He said, but now, man, Donaldsonville is 40% poverty, man.
Yeah.
I mean, 40% poverty, man. Man, you know, I also went to Donaldsonville. I go to Donaldsonville every day. My boy would tell me, he said, man, I know you're Congo, I know you're in Donaldsonville. I said, no, I love Donaldsonville, bro. I said, I moved across this river. It was reasons, what I've been through in my life. That's why I moved across here. Because the things I went through in my life, I didn't have a choice at first when I first came home. Took buck to move, you know. And but guess what? I'm in Donaldsonville 7 days a week, man. 7 days a week. I love it, man. And guess what? Like I tell y'all before, man, I'm gonna fight to the end. Like I said, I think I classify myself as the next generation of Malcolm X, man. That's what I'm studying right now. You know, studying the real hard right now. And guess what? I love all people, man. I'm never not racist, man. My grandfather's a white man, so you know I'm not racist. Right. You know, but I want righteous, man. Right. I want things to be right, man. I mean, man, and I'm gonna say once again, man, I have no problem. I'll keep preaching this, man. No problem with nobody on that council at all. The problem I got is what's coming out of City Hall. That's right. Nothing, man. And man, if the people from Donaldsonville can't open their eyes and see what's going on, hey, man, them guys been there a long time, man. I mean, if you've been there that long and you can't make nothing shake, say like they say in the street, you can't make nothing shake, step on the side and get somebody else opportunity. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's that simple, man. I mean, if you figure though you can make it happen, why haven't you, man? I mean, why are we so much in debt, man? We got guys. Think about this here. They got guys work for the city, man, that I see all the time. I know most of all of them. Them guys cutting grass. You know why they quit so much? You can't pay nobody 9 hours to cut grass, man. How you gonna pay somebody 9 hours to cut grass all day, man? I mean, come on, man. I mean, you know, all day, 9 hours. I mean, you know, it's things need to be done, man. And we gotta. The time is right now, not later, right now. You know, and I'm asking the people again, man, to get out there, man, and cast your vote, man. The young people, get out there and cast your vote. I went on St. Vincent Street the other day and I parked, and I sit out there for a whole hour, and I just watching, man. I mean, it's crazy out there. It's not like it was when I was out there, man. And I talked to maybe 20 of them, you know, and I told them, man, I say, it got to be a better life, you know. And I look at, and believe it or not, man, I look at the police officer pass, and you know what I say to myself? I don't blame the police officer to keep going, because the way they out there, man, I'm like, man, I mean, a lot of good kids, but there's no direction for them, because Donaldsonville been down so long. When it was growing up, they had nothing to do. So therefore, what you expect them to do now? Once they made 17, 18, that's been saying babies all the way coming up. You got no parks, no poop, no nothing for them to do. So the street life gonna be there. One thing with the street life, they gonna always be there. You know, that's the road they're taking, man. That's the road they're taking, you know.
So Chi, you was just speaking on that, and Kurt, I appreciate you putting these stats up here. So 39.4% poverty, 14.3% unemployment, which doubles the national rate in Donaldsonville. That's in Donaldsonville. It doubles the national rate of unemployment. Higher sales tax, 75% of the other cities in the state.
Hmm.
That's ridiculous.
That's
That's
crazy.
bad. I saw this too, and I appreciate Kurt. He has some technical issues, but he's in the chat room. That's crazy.
It is.
14.3% unemployment, which doubles the national rate. That number is in Donaldsonville, and it doubles the national rate.
And Big E, let me say something, Big E. Everything that we're talking about, all these real critical problems that we have here in Donaldsonville. That's why when I first went to the DCC meeting, I knew that God had brought this group together. So now we have the opportunity, and we're seizing the opportunity. We're not going to let these people win. We have a strategic plan that's going to elect each of the council candidates we have and elect me the mayor. When we take office, when we take over Donaldsonville, we're going to run the city and let the people voice always be heard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the DCCC will be represented to a point to where everything that comes out of his meetings, and we want the people to get involved with that. We want the people to be there so everybody can give their point of views and submit their ideas, and that's going to be submitted directly to the mayor's office, and the mayor going to take those proposals, those resolutions, and put them on the agenda for the mayor council meetings.
Yeah.
And these smart people that we got in this group, and these smart people that are affiliated with this group, is the reason why we're going to be able to save Donaldsonville, turn Donaldsonville around. As what Darryl said about our school district was right on point. You cannot expect people to want to bring their kids here if we got the worst schools in the parish. Okay, who wants to send their kids to the worst school? We have so many problems in this place. So to the listening audience, this is our opportunity. We need you to vote. We need you to tell your family to vote. We need you to tell all your associates to vote. You're going to see us out there walking the neighborhoods. You're going to see us working all the way until they close the polls on November 3rd. We're not going to stop. And we want to be able to stand there together as one group when they do the 6 o'clock newscast and say a complete change that's taking place in Donaldsonville. And we want everybody that's a part of the DCCC to be standing there together. And we're going to be smiling and we're going to be celebrating because we have now done what needed to be done for our hometown. We have now taken over, and now we're going to make this place the place that is supposed to be, the place it used to be. It used to be a place we should be proud of. But now you're almost ashamed to tell people you're from Donaldsonville. So, and everybody's leaving. Everybody wants to leave. But now we're going to do this. We're going to win this election. No matter what those people, the reason why they're attacking us vigorously like they are, because they're afraid. They see the power in this group. They know what's happening right now. And they know they got to attack us any kind of way they can to keep it from him, but they can't stop us because God is on our side. And that's the people we got in this group right here. So get ready. We coming.
So we know for a fact, y'all, that right quick, Chichi, let me just say this here. I want to thank the people that supported the DCC that's not on video, but are doing their research for us. We got some people that's in the background doing research. Shout out to Mr. Dwayne Thomas Sr. He just threw up a number here that just tripped me out. In Donaldsonville, in Gonzales, sales tax is 8.25 in Gonzales. In Donaldsonville, sales tax is 9.45. Why is that? Why is that?
I'll tell you why it's that.
We don't have anything.
Let me answer that. The reason for that is because the people that's been running Donaldsonville do not have any creative, any progressive ways to bring in more revenues. So they have to tax the people in order to just pay the bills. Like Leo was saying earlier, Donaldsonville is really broke. Donaldsonville is on the verge of bankruptcy. So if we don't come in here and get this place turned around, establish a system that's going to be fiscal responsible, and be able to then do the things we have to do to bring in the right industries into this place so that we can bring in jobs, we can increase our tax base. This place will go bankrupt. So this election right here is critical to the future of Donaldsonville. And I'm just so grateful and thankful to God. And I love the sisters in the DCCC, because there's some outspoken, powerful sisters with a lot of energy. And the brothers, I mean, it's been a long time since I've been a part of a group like this, a group that got so much love and respect for each other, that work together. And we're now reaching out to our entire community of Donaldsonville. Join us so that we can save our hometown.
And one more thing, Mr. Glenn, is very important that people don't understand. You have to do your census.
Exactly.
Census is very important. That's how you get your money. You do your census. People don't want to talk to the people the census. It's like when a Jehovah's Witness come to the door, they don't want to answer the door. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Lord, forgive me, Lord, but I'm just saying, do your census, man. That's very
Eric, let me tell you, I don't think it's because they don't want to do it, Eric. I think it's because they don't know. Like people, let me tell you, if you just throw something at somebody and don't tell them anything, they don't know. Look what we're facing right now. I'm a businesswoman, okay? I'm running for a public office and had everything legit as far as I knew. And they threw this at me, telling me I'm going outside of the city limits. So what I'm telling you is, don't think that you know everything. But it's got to have somebody that was out there before we ran these elections that could have educated us to tell us, listen, this is what you may face. This is what may happen. But everybody is being really quiet about it. And now we're making errors. You know, we would have known this, Eric. We would have known this simple tactic if we would have, like last year, if it happened before.
Do you realize if they educated everybody to know what they know, then they wouldn't stand out? So they're not going to let you know because they want to be a part of the group that knows, and they want to keep the other group not knowing. Unknown.
That's all.
It makes you feel. It makes you rise when you have somebody you can step on.
That's horrible, man. But that's when
you're not part of the machine, Leslie. Say it, Leslie. You're not part of the machine. If you're not part of the machine, you will not get educated on a lot of things.
Right. And I was told, they do have town hall meetings, and I get that's an expectation. But up here, that expectation will be met. Those people are going to go. But down here, sometimes you have to meet people where they are. And we don't recognize the meeting of people where they are, of going out in the community. And not everybody's going to come to a town hall meeting. That's intimidating to some people.
Yeah,
so you have to go to their porch. You have to go to their front yard and talk to them and help them through what they got, educate them on what they need to know. Yeah. And it's very simple to bridge that gap. But I think the gap is what keeps us here, and what keeps us here.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, they thrive off the gap.
Mm-hmm. Hey, let me clear something up too. Why we still here, man? It was maybe about a week ago, maybe not quite a week ago. I got a message from a guy, and a guy, he asked me, he said, man, I'm hearing that that our politicians saying that we playing dirty politics, man. We saying dirty, we doing people to do things against them. I told him, I said, man, let me tell you something, man. I said, we are very educated people in this group here, man. I said, that's for kids to do. Kids and misfits, snakes, rattlesnakes, I call them, in which they have a lot of them. They have a lot of them in Donaldsonville. As far as this politicians, man. I mean, don't throw a wrench at us and trying to hide. I mean, because for this dirty politics, man, that's the fourth thing from our book, man. I mean, we don't have time for that at all, man. Man, like I said before our march, man, I said something, and they figured they took it another way, and like I said, I came on there last time, we cleared the air, man, wasn't no disrespecting nobody, and I won't never disrespect nobody because I wasn't raised that way, for number one. Now, I can get dirty sometimes if I need to, but that's not what I'm looking to do,
Right.
And even though people do things dirty, to throw at you. And sometimes you gotta look at it and let that pass, let that blow by. You know, I mean, keep it moving. And once again, I don't think it's nobody in this group. I know there's nobody in this group that gonna come out here and say anything about any challenger that they have that is a problem. I mean, man. So, like I said, once again, man, November 3rd, run your race, correctly. Hey, the best man win.
Yeah.
The best man win. That's it.
And I think a lot of people have a misconception about what this group is about, because we came out and the first time they saw the group was for a protest. So I think the negativity that they spoke about the protest, or that was spoken about the protest, kind of fell off onto DCC, but not realizing that DCC is just like it is the Donaldsonville Care Community Organization is people that care about the city of Donaldsonville and wanting to see change in Donaldsonville, wanting to work with elected officials to promote change, to help change, wanting to bridge the gap between elected officials and the citizens of Donaldsonville. If they cannot come to the meetings, we're going to have people at the meetings to take it back to the people in the community to bridge the gap. Those are a few things that we're trying to do, along with empowering some people that of the group that would that want to try their hand in politics and seeing about making a change on the elected as an elected official. There's nothing wrong with that. We're empowering people. That's what you should do within a community. So I don't see where the negativity for DCC is coming from. And I just think that's what we have to clear up, because DCC is not a negative organization. It's an organization that's really working for the citizens of Donaldsonville and elected officials, people back of town, whoever it is, they're all citizens of Donaldsonville. So to me, in my mind, if you care about the city of Donaldsonville, why not reach out to the people that care about the city of Donaldsonville and see what you can do?
Right.
Right, because they're on the front line. You got people like Chi Chantel, yourself, Leslie, Miss Cameron, Mr. Glenn, Kurt. They're on the front line. They're advocating for you guys. If you don't want to go up, you got somebody. I mean, pick those people up, man. Tell them you appreciate them, support them. Do anything, any little thing to show that you down for the cause. Because guess what? Everybody's not doing what they're doing. You got some people that know what's going on, but they put blinders on. They put blinders on. So they don't see. But these people are out there on the front line. They're advocating for you guys. I mean, from politics to school to recreation to the infrastructure, securing a better infrastructure, to just better in the city. I mean, at some point, you should be tired of seeing the same old thing. At some point, at one time, I used to just not even come to Donaldsonville. For what? There's nothing. I'm not going to eat at McDonald's. I'm telling you right now. I'm not going to McDonald's. That's out of the question. Okay. I may go to Chef, but McDonald's, they might well tear that down. It's hard. I'm letting y'all know. Don't eat at McDonald's. They need to change that. But they hire local that really don't, excuse my French, it's my show. They don't give a shit. They don't care. You got people out here like Kichi and Leslie and Chantel and Mr. Glenn and Miss Conway, they're fighting for you guys, man. They're fighting for you guys. They're on the front line. You're not going to get them on the front line. You could be behind the scenes, but just show it. Even if you got to send up a prayer for them, that's the best thing in the world.
I mean, and that's yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Those people don't care. I don't think they don't care, Eric. I think that it's that they're frustrated. Think about being a lab. You're just stuck in a situation that you're just going in a circle. You know what I mean? These people like at McDonald's and all these people, I have sympathy because I've ran into them, and they kind of like just whatever. But they're frustrated. People, you're making minimum wage, you're working long hours. They're making you mop the floor and do all this other stuff, and they want you to, get paid a couple of hours for this. People are frustrated, man. But if you don't get leaders to come in here and show you how to get the money, where to get the money, how to have the recreation for your kids, let's bring life back to this community. Let's get our religion back in our schools. Let's teach our children what we need to know. Let's big up these teachers who really on the front line trying to show our kids what they need to show. Then we're gonna be lost. We're gonna continue to be lost.
And
Again,
then I
that
think, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, man.
No, I was just saying, I think when we talk about, people not wanting to step forward and they want to, stay in the back and not be noticed, I think we got to kind of look at what we said earlier about the mob,
Mm-hmm.
because that's how these boards operate. They operate like the mob. So the moment one of their employees or one of their somebody that works for the city maybe, and I'm just using this as an example, speaks out against something that isn't right, or something that's happening in the community that's not going right.
Yeah.
They don't want to get out there and speak that and then have to worry about whether or not when they come in tomorrow morning they're gonna
exactly.
have a job. So and I think that's what we're doing right now. We're putting ourselves at the front. We're willing to take that risk, and we're going after it, and we're speaking out against the social injustices that's happening in Donaldsonville.
That's right.
So use us, like Chantel said, use us.
You guys are our modern day Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, John Lewis, and God rest his soul. These are the modern day people that we're modeling ourselves behind. You know, John Lewis just left us, and like, again, God bless his soul. But this man been fighting a long time, and our president didn't have the decency enough to even attend the man's funeral, say anything nice about him, nothing. But you had three former presidents at this guy's funeral: Bush, Clinton, and Obama. No, the current president couldn't say anything about this man. You know, and I know I just went off in left field, but I'm saying that to say everybody here is like a modern day. When Mr. Price spoke at that protest, I had to look back and like, damn, I thought that was Martin Luther King up there. You know, I'm just saying, and the words that he spoke touched me. Even Coach Roy, I was shocked to see Coach Roy up there. I'm gonna be honest, I was shocked. I don't know
Coach
what.
Roy is real. He been real, man, for years, man. Coach Roy been real for years, man. Everybody go through their little things every now and then, you know what I mean? That's life, man. But he real, man. I mean, man, we did this here, man, for the people, man. I mean, like I say, and then they trying to make it do as though we was put it like this, we was threatening to somebody, we was against the police officer, man. Ain't getting no police officer. The police officer led us in the charge. All I talked to the guys. Man, guy was saying that's a good thing, man. I mean, we just want equality, man. We want to be everybody want to be equal, man. Like I said, man, I'm gonna be straight up, man. We had the last election, man. We had 3,200 people voted last year, man, and 4 years ago, man. We need 5,000 this time, man. We need 5,000 voters. That we looking for 5,000. Donald Trump got to go. He got to go, man. Mandatory go. I mean, he a big problem, man. He but money. He part of the mafia. He but money. Anything with money deal with, man. Now we going through a serious crisis right now, man. Like I said, my boss told me today, man, I think this might be a hoax. I told him, I said, man, you sound like Donald Trump. I mean, this not just in the United States, man. It's all over the world, man. People all over the world dying, man. Every day, man, I watch CNN. Let me tell you something. Since this first started, I don't think it's nobody have watched more CNN than me. Every day I watch it. And me and her about to get together and sit down and have a little dinner. I watch it all day and every day, man. Every day. There's 1,000+ people dying right now, man. And I heard a guy today say, man, the next 30 days, man, we'll be at 200,000 deaths, man. I mean, what it take, man? I mean, they tell me about the flu, common cold, and it's real, man. It's real.
And I think
And like my son, you gotta wear a mask all day to go one day to come home and have a day at home, and then you go back all day. Like this is a trial and error type thing, and it's scary.
To me, they're using those kids as experiments. That's what I feel. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm about to relocate to Georgia, right? And the county that I'm relocating is the one that you saw the picture on social media, Paulding County. That's where I'm about to move to. And now you got 10, 20 teachers at home quarantined right now. The
Right
kids
in
don't
Zachary, the same thing. Right in Zachary, right now we have 19 teachers at Zachary High
need to be in school.
quarantined with coronavirus. School ain't started yet.
Right.
It
You
started.
know,
They started Monday with Donaldsonville High School. They started. They sending a message saying, "Hey, you can come." It's scary. It's scary because you don't know. You're gonna be holding your breath. You know, those kids gonna keep that mask on all day. It's gonna be frustrating. They might drop it on the ground. They don't know. You know.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all know this on
The
screen.
say shout out to the new young black business owners in Donaldsonville. This is a hard time to try to open a business, and
But see,
because of Corona. But shout out to you guys for trying to open a business, and you do have a business in Donaldsonville.
I
okay,
find we have a lot of new businesses opening, and I think our young black
I think
uh,
Eric is trying
males
to.
and females, they're really, really
yeah, I'm
innovative,
off
and
my
they're
mic.
really finding a way
He's
to,
really low. He's really low.
or
Check.
what?
Y'all can hear me?
You
Y'all
can
can
hear
hear me?
you, but you're kind of like when you're trying to say something. We overpower you.
I don't know what's going on. Ooh, Lord.
We
I don't know
overpower
what's
you,
going on.
man, because you're a little lower than us.
We talk.
To do this all
I
night.
don't know.
Yeah, we could.
But go ahead.
I don't know what's going on with my mic, y'all. Y'all can hear me now?
A
We can
little
hear
bit.
you. We can hear you.
So check this out. Y'all was speaking about the businesses, right? Shout out to
Yes.
all the businesses. But I hope once the election is over, and God forbid these people go back into office, they try to find a way to revoke licenses. I'm thinking they're giving these licenses and stuff because it's election time.
don't
That's
say that
what
too
I'm thinking.
loud, E. Don't say that too loud. Whatever you do, don't say that too loud. That's exactly what happened. I mean, guess what? I give a license. Oh man, he did something for me. Soon the first time you have something, shut him down. Man, people need to. Let me tell you something. What people need to do is, man. I mean, and I keep saying this, man. People got to wake up, man. I mean, guess what? My uncle, dead and gone, man, will knock on this table. Charlie Boo, we call it. Everybody know Charlie Boo. Charlie Boo used to always tell me and my little cousin. He said, "One fight, you all better fight. Because you
Right.
don't fight, you come home, you got to deal with me." And that's the motto we took. When one fight, all of us fight, girls and boys. Now, we as a group, DCC, fighting every day for the people of Donaldsonville, every day. And man, you got some people still don't want to fight with us, man. I mean, we fighting for y'all, for the kids. Man, we trying to make your life easier. You know, man, come out here, man, support us, man. I mean, guess what? If you figure though you want to know more about us, man, reach out to us, man. Come to the meeting, get with us, man. And when I guarantee you leave, you gonna leave with praises, man. You're gonna be saying, "Hey, why haven't I been here?" This nothing bad we got, man. This ain't no cult we got. We not Timothy McVeigh, David Koresh. We not none of the people. We black people from Donaldsonville and looking to fight to make a change. That's it.
Right.
Make a strong change. Man, like I said, like Mr. Glenn was saying, man. Man, I've been knowing Mr. Glenn for a while. This man is a very, very intelligent black man, man. And I know what he can do for the city of Donaldsonville. I know it, man. And we asking the people for his support. You know, I mean, the man is a born and raised, across the body in Port Barrow in the project. He left to take a mail job for 30 years in Texas. He back home now. Been home for 7 years, man. Give this man an opportunity, man, for to make the city of Donaldsonville better, man. That's all we ask, man. Give him an opportunity. You know,
Don't
go out and cast your vote. I'm looking for 5,000 voters, not 3,200. 5,000
There you
voters.
go.
And man, let's make this happen, man. And guess what? We gonna all work together. This ain't no, I mean, we ain't no, there ain't no one man pony show here. This is a group that we're looking to work with the people. We're looking to work with the people, you know,
and don't
and
forget about
that's
Mr.
key,
Russell.
man. That's key.
Don't forget about Mr. Russell Gray, y'all. We got to shout out Mr. Russell Gray,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Fernandez,
Yeah.
everybody that's running, man. We can't forget about those guys that's out here, man. We got about 6 minutes left, man. So if anybody want to say anything in closing, we can say that. But
One thing real quick. Look, we were speaking about the black businesses and these young ladies and young men as well who are opening these businesses. If you want to do something, this young girl, they had the women in it. My daughter is Okay, see, but my daughter is gonna be. They had to go to the Lamar Dixon guys. I don't know if you understand this. Look, to the Lamar Dixon to have a place that they can have a pop-up shop at. Why can't they have that in our own town where our own people are to put our own money within our own pockets?
We don't have adequate building. The Lemon Center is not a building to be able to do those things in.
I
We need facilities. We don't have
Right.
facilities. Key.
we have places that you could do it outdoors, but you don't have the
But you got to jump through hoops to be able to get permission to use those facilities. It's
Right.
always
Yeah,
something. It's
exactly,
always
man.
something. You
I
don't have to
mean,
go in Assumption Parish, man. You don't have to go through that. If you want to use the Leslie, you can speak on this. If you want to use the parks in Assumption Parish, all you got to do is like, say for example, use Dawsonville Park. Go check out Dollar Bill. $8 bill. I want to use the park on that day. All he's gonna do is go to his book and see if it's open because people book all the time. You don't have to jump through hoops to use it though. If the park is available, guess what? It's yours.
yeah.
You know, you don't have to go through all of that foolishness. And the social parish got its issues too. It does, but as far as the parks and use of those facilities, you ain't got to go through all. You can go to Skidmore down Skidmore Street and use the park anytime you want. You don't have to go through these things, man. You really don't.
But let's compare it to the Ascension Parish. I mean, if you go on the other side of the river, you could go on any red light. At the end of that red light somewhere, there's a recreation center.
Right.
Every area that there is, there's a recreation center, and it's nice. It's clean. It's neat. I've been to a few for different meetings, and I mean they're available. But on this side in Donaldsonville, there's nothing.
Right.
And where's the fairness? I mean, you really have to. There's nothing in Donaldsonville.
It starts in
And that
city.
goes.
hey, and you know
And
what?
even if you mention it, even because a while back I was talking about those things, I wanted to see a YMCA or a family center. And I inquired about that, why we don't have that. And I can't remember the excuse because I think I stopped listening once I saw it was an excuse or that it was going to be not. So I kind of shut down on things like that. So I just
Yeah.
stopped listening. But it's always a but. We can't do this because, or it's not going, or is so. What do you? Because those are the things you need to lift up the people, to get the people going, to get the town motivated to bring it back.
Right.
Yeah.
Why you don't want to bring it? And I've tried to find out, but like I said, when I start hearing what sounds like to me like just an excuse or political jargon, I stop listening.
But we have to go back to ITEP, the tax millage, those funds that these different places in Donaldsonville is getting, like the sheriff's office, like Ascension Parish School Board, the library, the Ascension Parish. Those funds are going over here to the east side, the majority of the funds. So we don't have the funds to be able to build all those different facilities that we need in Donaldsonville for our kids.
Yeah.
You have to think about that, the revenue. Why are we so
Yep.
broke? Why every time something comes up, we don't have funds for it? Because most of it is being put over here on
Going
the
east side, exactly, Tanya. And get what? Believe it or not, what Tanya said made a lot of sense. Let me tell you something. Ascension Parish, I don't quote me on this 100%, but Ascension Parish is one of the richest parish, if not the richest parish in the state of Louisiana.
I think it's them in St. Charles or Shan Charles in Ascension, but it's something like that, Chief. You're right.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, I think
Ain't nowhere in the world that in Donaldsonville we don't supposed to have a facility like they have in Assumption with 2 basketball gyms, with recreation, with wedding receptions, business offices. Man, we should have that. I mean, you got to get help from people like CF, man. I mean, Price LeBlanc donated $1.5 million across the river. Why we can't get CF to donate anything?
Because CF is donating the tax millage money.
But it's going across the river.
They're giving money away. They're giving it to the school boards. They're giving it to Ascension Parish, the parish. They're giving it to the sheriff's office. So when you look at it, those parishes are supposed to be putting the money where it goes. Those different entities are supposed to be putting the money where it needs to be.
But Tanya, goes
And
back
they're
to
not
what you
putting
just
it where
said.
it's supposed to be.
Like
Yeah.
we just
Who
And
has
let,
the greatest need? Donaldsonville has the greatest
the
need.
greatest need.
yeah. About Big E, I want to thank you, brother, with all sincerity, for this platform, for the podcast, how you're getting the message out to the community. I want to again thank all my brothers and sisters of the DCC, and we're going to be successful. What I mean by that, we're going to win this election, and we're gonna bring the change that Donaldsonville so badly needs. The Lemon Center has to be demolished. Okay, that is not a place to hold anything. That place is old and outdated. It's obsolete. We're gonna build us a multi-purpose community center, and it's gonna have many services there.
Real quick, thank you, Mr. Glenn. I want to read what Ms. Diane Herbert just said. She said, we need to support this young group of young people. It's their time to make a change. We older citizens need to get behind them because Donaldsonville has always been about the certain families and leaving out the other families.
So true.
Thank you, Ms. D. I mean, thank you. We appreciate that, Ms. D. For real, we appreciate that 100. You know.
Yeah, appreciate that. Really.
Yeah.
And guess what? The bad part, not to cut y'all. This is the bad part. We wanna do what's right. We want to take over the city of Donaldsonville to put it back like it was. And all the older people, we still want y'all on.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not kicking y'all on board. We want
Yeah.
y'all on board, but we want y'all to be able to go through things. When y'all get in y'all 70s, God, and God will. When y'all get in y'all 70s, we want to still have events for y'all to go do. We want to have y'all to go play y'all little bingo, play y'all bingo. We want to do things like that. We're not leaving nobody out. Donaldsonville is for everybody. Old, young, we trying to do it for everybody, man. That's key. I mean, you know, hey, my pop's getting old. My pop got a little knee surgery. Y'all say a little prayer for him. But guess what? I want him to go play a little bingo now. Go play a little bingo, pop. You know, enjoy yourself, man. You know.
The thing is,
You know?
on the side, we actually need them. We need the elders. We need people for us to help get the kinks out and help us. We're not trying to overpower you guys. We know. I think in my mind when we're trying to come and push you out. That's not what we're trying to do at all. We're trying to just help the situation. And being that we're a younger generation and we see things from a level that we need to see it at, we want to work with you guys to help us make this happen. But in my case, I'm a Black small business owner that almost pretty much was I feel like why don't allow me to at least show the people that my mouth is not just running, okay? Call me out. I don't mind. Call me out. I grew up here. I'm in this house right now. Call me out because what I say, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna work as hard as I could to make sure that my words match my action. All right, but you're not even giving me a chance to call myself out. You pretty much doing yourself a favor by sitting there doing a teacher's day, just having me talking, and you letting them. That's how we move. Let the younger generation come in and show us that and see if we can make an impact. That's all we're trying to do.
That's right.
We're running everybody away from you.
Right, quick, you guys.
You gotta give us a chance, guys. You gotta, and the community needs to vote and they need to educate themselves on what the process is, and you can realize that Mr. Glenn, Leo, Eric Jones, Leslie, the Comeries, Miss DeLacy, everybody from the DCCCC, we want what's best for this town. We really do want that, and we want you guys to allow us to show you that.
Well, I'm gonna let you guys know. Everybody in the group, man, y'all been getting a lot of props, a lot of good comments inside of the chat room from our younger and older generation. Man, they said keep up the fight, keep it going. But right quick, y'all, I'm actually over my time. So before we go, I mean, I could talk all night,
That's what we do.
Network comes out of Atlanta. So when I get a text and hey man, you're over your time, and next show gotta come on. So right before we go, I told Mola we good. Right quick before we go, man, I want to thank each and every one of you guys, man. Chantel, Leslie, Miss Comrie, I can't never anyway.
Tanya.
It's all right.
That's why I said Miss Comrie, Darryl, Chi, Mr. Glenn, Kurt was having some connection issue, man. We're gonna have to go over there and fix that hamster on the wheel connection and get him work and get him working right. But a lot of people want to see they have y'all, they're supporting you guys. And you'll be able to go back and read the messages I've been kind of going through them. But y'all got a lot of support. Mr. Glenn, I see a lot of positive momentum shifting the DCC way. I think, I'm a church boy, and I think God has something in his plan.
That's right.
I already said we got a nephew who is very intellectual, very community oriented, social worker. She's in the field of helping kids and so on and so forth. That's good things to have. It's coming. I know your profession, but I know your husband is an educator. So
I'm a social worker also.
we got social worker, young black women on here, man. Chi, man, electrician, right? Electrician.
Yes, sir. Be yourself, man. The best in the business. Best in the business. Huh? But one thing, let me do one thing before you go. I gotta hit you with this one before we get off.
Go ahead, man.
They're letting the people know, back of town, cross the bayou, Pope Barrel, we call it, uptown. When you see the mob coming through, it ain't nothing bad. It's all peace.
It's all
coming
good.
soon. When you see 30, 40 walking, door to door, we coming with peace, we coming with knowledge, and we coming to win this election come November 3rd. Let's make a change, DP. Let's bring it back like it once was.
That's right.
Yep, God said reverse.
Yes. I want to give Mr. Glenn
No, I didn't give up. I'm not out of this. I'm still fighting. I grew up on Nola, and that's what I gotta do.
Chantel, you are right. Look, Chantel, it's already done. People are staying on this. It's already done. We just give it up to God and let God take care of it. Don't make no sense. We just give it to the man. He gonna take care of it. It's already done. And that's what we gonna go in believing that it's already done. Mr. Glenn, we appreciate you guys. Russell Gray, Tevez Fernandez, the whole DCC. Man, we appreciate you guys. I enjoy this. Anytime y'all want to come on this platform, all y'all got to do is call me because I usually come on Tuesday, but I'm on Friday. It's all good. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We're going to sign off.
Peace out,
y'all.
Thank you guys. Right. Thank you guys. I'm going to give it to y'all later.
All right.
Y'all.
Bye-bye.